In this video, we will look at how to facilitate retractor activation as well as some common faults to avoid. Throughout the video, notice the emphasis put on pulling the shoulder blades together and down. A common cue is to think about putting your right shoulder blade in your left back pocket and vice versa. One of the easiest ways to find your retractor muscles is to use a PVC pipe across the hips. Straighten your arms and then try to pull your hands backwards and your shoulder blades. You should feel them turn on and think about putting them in the back pockets as our cue. You can also do the same thing with the pipe across your shoulder blades. Next up is incorporating retraction into horizontal rows. I would recommend first getting used to facilitating that motion and doing the row in a second part. However, once you're comfortable with it, you can add them into the same part. You can also do this with vertical and 45-degree pulls. Another great way to build strength in that downward motion is a seated lat activation. Here, I'm sitting on my hip with my arms straight under my shoulder. From there, I'm pressing down, trying not to activate my lower body at all, using only my lats to facilitate the motion. Bent over rows are technically a horizontal pull. I just wanted to touch on this, where you can see my shoulder blades pulling together and down through the motion. Also with vertical pulls, you want to make sure to squeeze your shoulder blades together and down, which should cause a nice big chest. From the back, you can see how my arch develops in the back, and then I maintain that through a pulling motion. Lastly, in deadlifts, you want to maintain your shoulders in a retracted position because it creates a direct line of stability, helping to maintain that proud chest and upright posture throughout the pull. Throughout the remainder of this video, you will see faults that are common in each of the positions. The few things that they do share in common is that the shoulder blades, instead of going back and down, are going back and up. Here, you can see that my shoulder isn't actually changing position. It's all my lower body, which means that my retractors and depressors are not being utilized. Here, in the bent over row, you can see how instead of the bar coming up to my belly and my shoulders pulling back, they're almost shrugging in motion. Now, in the pull-up, the big thing here is right at the bottom of the pull. You'll see my shoulders disengage and twist forward. This means that my retractors are turning off and my chest is turning on. If you have a history of impingement or any injury that is overuse in the shoulder, that will be made worse. Lastly, in deadlift, you can see without retraction, it leads to a curved back, which is going to predispose a person to a back injury. If you have any questions about these issues, please reach out to your ripped team members.